Welcome along, everyone, to Saudi Arabia, round four of the championship. And, well, before we even get into anything else, last time that ALR was on air was just before or just after the big announcement that, of course, Christian Horner has been sacked from a Red Bull in real life. Obviously, that's probably down to the Red Bull drivers in the 100%, sorry, not the 100%, in the event league on Wednesday. And those two very difficult characters two very difficult characters indeed. Let's just say that. But of course, joking aside, of course Christian Horner has been in charge of Red Bull since before ALR was established back in 2018, since before Lewis Hamilton won his first championship, since before Vettel won his first championship as well. Goodness gracious me! I think even before Fernando Alonso won his first championship. So of course, Christian Horner has been involved in the Red Bull setup since January 2005, which is incredible to think about. My goodness gracious me. Anyway, enough about, but that'll probably be a lot about the talk points to this afternoon and this evening as well. Also, of course, we are up against tonight as well. There's a lot of live sport on tonight. This is the downside about racing on Sundays. Of course, it's the Euros, the women's Euros on tonight. Of course, England against Wales, which I'm very intrigued about. I'll be watching that in the background. Of course, IMSA's on as well in a really cool Canada circuit as well. I'm trying to get into IMSA. I'm trying to get into sports car and world endurance as well, but I think I'm too thick for that at the moment. But really interesting stuff indeed. Of course, also Oliver Rowland, of course, the Formula E world champion as well. Fantastic stuff there. He was crowned Formula E champion earlier on today, which is beautiful stuff indeed. Of course, MotoGP has 1-2 once again for the Marquez brothers, isn't it? But I must admit, I do love Marquez's celebration. And there is one more thing as well, which is on tonight. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I think IndyCar as well, of course. The second round, isn't it, in the one of those ovals as well. Which is pretty cool stuff indeed. I must admit, I think oval racing. I really underestimated oval racing when I first seen it. But my goodness me, they are scary things indeed. I tried it on iRacing once, and also I think I tried it on one of a very old school. I think it was like Newman Haas Racing or something like that on the PlayStation 1. Yeah, my gosh, I'm not very good at that. Right, anyway, enough about all that waffling, as I'm just sitting in the comments. Disgraceful behaviour. Not serious, Musher. Sam Swift Ninja leads the championship by 13 points. There's a bit of a block on his coffee book. It's a blot or block. It's a blot on his coffee book, isn't it? After not winning last time out, Mortal is now within 13 points of the World Championship. Interesting stuff. Pease in third position. What a strong start for Pease. That's his strongest start of his career in a very long time then for Pease. And I think it was probably way back in season 6 or 5 maybe. Brabbit in fourth. Menace in fifth position with Nee Candish in sixth. With Troy in seventh. Van Von 8th. Flippy in ninth. Equals in 10th position. And Boxtel on 4 points. 3 for Lights, one for Mars, and one for Cam and Chaz as well. Chaz is getting his first point in the top 10 in a very long time as well, I believe. And in the Constructors' Championship, it is Steel Kick Sauber. They have basically led the Constructors' Championship since the beginning of last season. They still lead the way, but only 13 points separates Kick Sauber and the new team of Racing Bull. Technically not, but you get my jip. Alpine in third position on 41 points, and a big old gap of 19 points separates that Alpine and the Haas team. Ferrari 2 points away, and Red Bull as well, both on 20 points, 16 points for the Williams team, 7 for McLaren. Great result last time out for the McLaren team. Both McLaren scored, jumping themselves from bottom to 8th in the Constructors. Mercedes on 4, 1 point for the Aston Martin team then. And then, of course, we have got the joint Constructors as well, and the joint Constructors then is the Williams team leading the way on 166 points, at 139 then for the Kick Sauber team. And then we have McLaren on 137, 104 for Alpine, 101 for the Racing Bull. And then we got Aston Martin on 81, big gap of 20 points, but that can be shrunk down quite quickly in joint constructors world. Red Bull Racing on 65 points, 64 points for Ferrari, nip and tuck, then 62 points for the Haas team, and then Mercedes have been cut adrift at the bottom at the moment, sadly, only on 41 points then. And fortunate as we got our first car out on circuit. Then, as of course, we are here in Saudi Arabia for what promises to be a very action-packed race. Well, of course, it is the fastest street circuit on the Formula One calendar, as well as that in Saudi Arabia. So only 25 laps around this circuit. Then, and I think that is this our third or fourth run in here? I think it's probably our fourth run, isn't it? So my laptop's frozen, but hopefully nothing else is frozen. That's not good. It is our seventh run. Goodness gracious me. Immortal's got the all-time lap record around here, a 27.750. Also got pole position and the Grand Prix lead last season as well. And so very good stuff indeed. And of course, 27 turns around this circuit. Not long before you actually go to the new Saudi Arabia circuit, where I think there's a bit of a ramp, isn't there? But good. But let's just hope that Lance Stroll is still not racing around then, as we've got a load of cars out on circuit. Let's get going. Right, where's my controller gone? That's not good, is it? All right, it's over there. Who was first out on the circuit whilst I was waffling away then? We've got Flippy, who is just cut around turn 13. I'm going to look at a Red Bull driver, and it is Equals then, who is not the furthest one around there. I think it's Kaz. It is Kaz then on the soft tyres. Let me quickly get to the chat then. Lego Gold then. Be careful not to oh dear. Not worried about beheading, more worried about being able to breathe out. But Duke then, time to watch and learn, says Duke then. I've been doing this for 13 seasons, Duke, and sadly, I can't say I've not learned much, but I must say that unlike Duke, who knows how to drive forwards, backwards, lefts, and rights, I struggle to get out of the pit lane. Here's Van Von then, who is just exiting turn 2, off the circuit there, but getting away with it. I thought that might have been a track invalidation there for Van Von, but continues on his way. Now, yellow flags in qualifying, not to worry about. This is my hardest track there. No more horny, says Knowlesy. I must admit, in regards, we'll come back to the Horner thing in a minute because I do love a good old natter. You'll be fine, Equals. Indigo is not looking forward to this then. Is he waffling again? Serious pressure. Any advice for me, Sean? Asked Morris. I wish I could give you some advice, Jamie, but the only advice I can say is don't crash and win the race. But of course, if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it, wouldn't they? And of course, these cars are so difficult to tame at the best of times, isn't it? Especially on such a narrow circuit like Saudi Arabia. Albeit, I must admit, I feel that the first season around it was really cool, actually, because the barriers were a bit closer together than what they are now. It's the very fast 22 and 23. Very difficult chicane indeed as we blast up into the final couple of turns right into turn 27. Marc Marquez is the GOAT of MotoGP. Is he statistically the GOAT of MotoGP now? Because I must admit, I thought that Valentino Rossi was still up there. But since MotoGP went over to BT, Van Von goes faster on a 26.999. Oh, that really helps my that really satisfies me. Those at 999. Oh, fantastic indeed. Of course, obviously not if I'm rigging 999, of course, because obviously I'm in a bit of difficulty. Equals going at second fastest, and that's quite a mammoth gap between the two teammates. But I must say that Equals' race trim has been pretty impressive this season. He wasn't feeling too confident about himself. As Morris goes third fastest, and I don't think he needs any advice here. A good time there for Morris. Flippy goes second fastest. Flippy getting his first points of the season last month, and to be fair, his qualifying was fantastic. Race trim, he did struggle a bit, didn't he, Flippy did, but that is something you can work on. Box style goes third fastest. You can get, as long as you have a quick driver, then of course you can tame everything else. Well, Flippy doesn't need to be tamed at all, does he? Of course, the Silver World Champion, of course. Nameless goes sixth fastest in the second Aston Martin driver. That's Young Lights there. Matches his teammate Boxtel, former runner-up as well. Of course, Lights a Grand Prix winner in of his own right. Great to see Young Lights a full-time driver, which it's been a long time coming, to be honest, because Lights has been driving superbly well. And not only superbly well, as we're on board with Menace, who has been a bit difficult start for Menace this season. But not only driving well, but of course, racing week in, week out, which is also good stuff indeed. Then Pease goes 7 fast there. On board with Menace, and who's been a bit disappointed so far, hasn't he? Has Menace. Of course, I hope he doesn't mind me throwing shade on him. How dare I? In the car too, the Ferrari driver, but maybe something else to But was Menace scampers off the circuit, and that's me again, isn't it? I'll leave Menace to his devices for now. Just watching Nick Candice flying through the very fast part of the first sector, and out of turn 12. I think it's a mortal fastness there by half a tenth of a second there from Kaz Van Vollenboom there. But a mortal is in absolute fine Vettel, I think, in his Formula One career so far. With a mortal doing he's just been impeccable, hasn't he, at the start of the season with 2/4 and a Grand Prix win. But it's not only that, though. His Bahrain performance, I think that was his best performance in an ALR Formula One environment, in my humble opinion. Having said that, he was very quick as Percy goes full fastest, reserving tonight in the Aston Martin car. Moto, I think, was very quick in the event league as well. But I must say, the question is of whether his performance last week was akin to his performance in that event. Well, that's just nice to meet you. Hello, Sean. Good luck. Gold, so happy to be back in the division. And walls are scary, says Equals. Absolutely. I'm glad I'm not racing here on Wednesday. And Nick Candice goes into fifth fast and said, Pease, his teammate, is temperable. And then Pease be a bit disappointed. Here is the world champion, Sam Swift Ninja. Mini crisis potentially in the kick Sauber. Not getting on the podium last week then, which is a crisis there for the triple world champion. He's got such high expectations of himself now. His fans turn up and expect this man to win or be on the podium. He's literally, I must say, he's had more races off. He's had more races on the podium than he has off. I'll read out his stats in just a jiffy there, but let's enjoy this lap there from the triple world champion there, because rewriting the history books at Sam Swift Ninja since setting foot in Grand Prix racing back in at season 10 of ALR. Ever since he's participated in ALR, he has been undefeated, hasn't he? Goodness me. Into the final couple of quarters we go now. Max Biaggi is the GOAT then. I used to love Max Biaggi. The car free, bike free, wasn't he? Was it? I'm really rubbish there with the old bike names. Was he? As Sam Swift that goes sixth fastest there, and the exact same time as Nick Candice is out of the pits comes with the McLaren drive. So just take a look at Wouter, who's now Sweet Crown in the Williams car. There we've also got Chazza out on circuit as well. Let's enjoy this lap there with Sweet Crown whilst I waffle on. Like to see her again. Is that a record then? I've been here for the past 2.5 seasons, bro. Time flies then. This championship standards doesn't reflect the true pace of gold then, Duke is saying there. Ooh, Duke, would you like to elaborate on that, please? Because I love a good old let's have a good discussion, shall we, about the season so far. We're 3 rounds in now, but we're about a fifth of the way through the championship at the end of tonight then, which is going to be really hot then. Of course, in the UK at the moment, it's absolutely a sweat box as Sweet Crown goes 12th fastest there. I was expecting him to be a bit higher up than that, but I do have high expectations of Sweet Crown. Up to the line comes Chazza, getting a point last time out. Going 15th fastest, and Legends there back in the car then for the Kick Sauber. Then, of course, the Kick Sauber are leading the Constructors' Championships, but I have a feeling this season Kick Sauber is going to need both drivers to score quite highly here. It's going through the first sector as well, then not doing a mix. Schumacher and crashing horrifically at the exit of turn 10, something like that, as accelerating well. Believe it or not, where I live in Gloucestershire, apparently that was the hottest place in the UK yesterday. I got my information off a friend called Dave, so whether that's right or not, take that with a pinch of salt, but it was absolutely sweltering yesterday, I must say. But believe it or not, as a ginger who didn't have sunscreen yesterday because, I'm an idiot, but I didn't actually get burnt. My skin's hot, but I'm not burnt. I'm not sore or anything. I must admit, I am sore on my own knees, though, I must say. But my gosh, we've got we've got an argument outside. There's a legend coming into the final turn and accelerating away now. But coming into the final corner and across the line then. No rain is forecast then. I meant races in a row then. Hate this place, says Serious Russian. Good luck, gents, says Coop as in soup. Then quick quality times already as Legends goes 13th fastest. I was trying to eavesdrop actually to see who's having a fight outside. I love it. 17th to Crash. Knowlesy gets the podium. Rossi far off and 000 would be better, says Alex King then. Into 26 already, says Duke then. Evening, Sean. Good evening to you, camera racer. Then, of course, €10 goes towards my bus fare tomorrow, which is fantastic. Menace is invalidated again, sadly, but let's see what he can do then. Let's see what I can do on his second lap. Then Knowlesy then trying to thread the eye of the needle, coming through the very quick part of the circuit then. Sandbag Ninja then. Aprilia he rode for sure, then Honda, then Suzuki in Superbikes for Max Biaggi. Oh. When I see a red bike, I always think Ducati. I don't know why. Dear, oh dear. Dave, Davey Pickard, yes. Go closer to the window, Sean. I was actually I went quiet because I was actually trying to be sneaky and look out the window and see what's going on. I think someone just drove into someone in the junction where next to where I live, which is a bit silly. Never mind, not my problem. It might be my problem tomorrow if the road is still obstructed. Pole position here for cars and improves by quite a decent margin around here. 6.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Well, 6.75 minutes go in this qualifying session for Van Vaughan. Currently pole position above there with Immortal alongside of row one. Immortal, was he getting hamstrung there, or was that a bit of toe in there? I think that might have been a slipstream there from his teammate there, but I think that slipstream may have cost out. Let's have a look though. Let me sit back down my poof. No, he hasn't. His pole position there of a 26.665, 2/10 of a second. This man is on the form of his life at the moment. And you have to be, don't you, if you want to be champion in this championship. Mortal pole position with Van Vaughn, who thought he had pole position, but unfortunately has come up a bit short. Then Percy in the first sector as well. The first sector times out just under 2/10 of a second improvement there. Bravitt goes third fastest in the Haas car. Not 7 seconds improvement there on Bravitt. Very, very good stuff indeed there. And now up into third then. Flippy is fourth at the moment there. And we're on board with Flippy now then. Is he Fred's Yardy leader? Flippy has, but I think the Flippy might be on a cool down lap then. Samsung Ninja back in the pits at the moment there. Boxed out and glancing the barrier there, but that is exactly what you need to do. Just glance it, but nothing more than that. Sweet MJP. Great to see Sweet back in the car. I think this is the first time Sweet's racing this season. I can't remember the last time Sweet raced, to be honest. But my goodness me, then, well, he's in 10th at the moment. Knowlesy coming into the pits as well. So who am I looking at? Oh, it's Flippy's in. Okay. So flipping the pits on board now with Lucas Perch, then of course world champion from season 9. Then of course Perch that has always been in the championship fight in season 10 and of course in 11 and 12 as well to a certain extent. And then goes further faster than Lucas Perch is then, but sadly has been runner-up more than world champion there. And that is something that Percy wants to put right. He wants to get himself back in the car on a full-time basis there and really get himself back challenging, and not only challenging but winning championships, just like Boxtel as well. It goes 4 fastest for Boxtel. I must say, one of the most intriguing things about doing this job is just going through the years and just seeing how things change in the world of Formula One. Of course, Percy was the cream of the crop. We used to have Boxtel and Percy's rivalries week in, week out, which is fantastic. Season 8 is still one of my all-time favourite seasons. Yes, the game wasn't very good. I think it was done on 2022, wasn't it? But I must say that the championship battle between Percy, Troye, and Boxtel was absolutely fantastic. I think it is one of the best championship battles we've ever seen. Sadly, it didn't go down to the wire in the end, did it? But I think as a season narrative, it really was interesting to see. And I'm sure that, was it, I don't think we did the very short series of Drive to Survive, which Alex directed alongside some of the drivers as well, where you heard a bit of insights there from the likes of Troye. I think that might have been season 9, to be honest, so it might have been the season after. But of course, that was bred from the action and of course the intrigue, the drama, and excitement between Boxtel, between Percy, and between Troy. And it was there was drama up and down the field that season. There's also going to be drama, I think, this season as well. Sorry, my chat stopped there. That's shocking. Right, where was I? Across the line, there comes Menace. Menace wants to be 6. He is 6th fastest there for Menace there. So he gets a clean time on the board, which is good stuff indeed then. So let's take stock then with just under 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. It is a mortal pole position then. Sorry, 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session with Van Vaughn alongside my robot. This is a crucial. And here he comes then. Immortal's back out onto the circuit now. His teammate is alongside him as well. As the racing bulls, and I wonder if I'm going to do a bit of stereo, a bit of choreography here then, and potentially try a slipstream then. So we got Flippy out on circuit, Neat Candice there, scampering off the road, then taking a shortcut. Shocking behaviour indeed. I'm sweating already. Oh, this is gonna be a bit of a wild night for me. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, that. Yamaha, you rode for them too then. So basically, Max Biaggi basically drove for everyone, didn't he? Basically, goodness gracious me. Shocking behaviour, no loyalty in racing anymore, is there? Right, well played from the race and balls there. So Duke was on it like a car bonnet there, unlike me, who I thought might have hamstrung. Oh, Morris there almost losing the car, but my goodness gracious me, look at the hand action there from the steering wheel of Morris. Really attacking, and look at that, he's over a quarter of a second up in the first sector, flings it into turn 13 on feet. Now, listen, I've just bit my lip. Ow. Oh, Morris just running the car out wide then. I hope I can do what I did in practice in the qualifying session here tonight. 26 is methanol. Is that a drug mushroom? Shocking. Percy box start was epic. Zandvoort says Equals. Oh yes, yes. Zandvoort is still one of my favourite bits of racing. He was out. Menace is out of qualifying in sadly a sixth position. Zandvoort, yeah, is I probably because I'm an evil so and so, and I should be Doctor Evil. All I need now is just get rid of my hair, and then I'll be absolutely to a T. But as Morris out into the final corner now, yeah, Zandvoort of season 8 was fantastic, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me! And to be honest, that was just a build-up. That was a crescendo of what was going on throughout the season. And Morris goes sixth fastest, and he is on the fourth row of the grid. That is it for Morris now, so he cannot do anything else. Flippy is 5/10 of a second up then as they all come across the line now. Let's go on board with the silver champion Flippy. Look at the amount of deployment that's left then. So he's got 18% left in that battery then. Out of the final turn, we've got cars coming across the line now. Here's Flippy then. This is Flippy's final chance then to try and get improve his position and get on pole position. Yes, it is pole position for Flippy at 26.50. Fantastic for Flippy. He's having on pole position before in Saudi Arabia. And wow, that is a statement of intent then for the likes of Immortal. Immortal out on circuit now. Neil Candish is 2/10 of a second up there as he comes into the final couple of corners now. Boxstow's improved to 5th position in the Mercedes-Benz. Good stuff indeed there for Boxstow. Out of the final turn then for Neil Candish. Who's out in front of us? That's one of the racing bulls. I think that might be Mumford there. Neil Candish said almost off the circuit. Neil Candish goes 4th fastest. Good time there for Neil Candish said. So just watching Immortal first, second sector. He's 2100 a second down currently. So Flippy has really come in and really stole the show. My goodness gracious me. Van Von currently in third position at the moment there. Van Von improves his time but not his position there. So Van Von stays on the second row of the grid, but he is on the racing line. That might be a blessing in disguise potential. Out of the final turn, checker flag has fallen here in Saudi Arabia. Out of the final corner, 227, and across the line. Oh, it's not enough. And Flippy is still on pole position there. We've just seen a Williams suite go up into 13th position there. The other suite is in 10th position. Is in 10th position on its return to ALR tonight. Fantastic stuff indeed there. As Lights goes into a superb 6th position. The Mercedes car. Fantastic stuff indeed there for Lights then. Equals qualifies 17th. Nameless is now in 14th position. What about the champion? What about Sweet Ninja? He is Sweet Ninja. Sam Swift Ninja. He is a 10th of a second down. Oh my goodness gracious me. Knowlesy goes 15th fastest. Percy goes 6th fastest in the end. Then the Aston Martin car out of the final turn. And oh my goodness gracious me. And Sam Swift Ninja is 12th on the grid. Is that the second race in a row? He is down in 12th position. Shocking stuff for the triple world champion. Oh my goodness me. Chaza is last, unfortunately. 2/10 of a second off the last time of Equals. Mumford, I think, is also cutting in the pits as well. Flippy, pole position, number 1 of his career in a gold, I should say, not of course in ALR. So Flippy gets his first pole position, and after a shocking start for the McLaren team, McLaren are starting to really fire on all cylinders now, and Flippy certainly is doing a good job as well. Oh, I've just closed my stats spreadsheet. That's not good, is it? Oh, it's the weather, you see, it's getting to me. I haven't got a bottle of water either. I do have some squash, though, which is good. Of course. Oh, Wimbledon was on as well today. I just remembered about that. Fantastic. But no, anyway, Flippy, pole position number 1 of his career. And fantastic stuff there from Flippy and for McLaren. McLaren had a difficult start. They finally started scoring in Bahrain at round 3 of the championship. And now they've got a pole position. Good gracious me. Just shows how quickly things can change in Grand Prix racing. And over a 10th close second from Immortal. That is a statement of intent there from Flippy. Fantastic stuff indeed. Immortal is alongside him on row one. That is going to be juicy going into turn one. Van Vollen and Box out third and fourth. Headlines, so Sam Swift Ninja out of the top 10. Once again, their Menace recovers to get in the top 10. Good stuff indeed there. Sweet returning back to the Formula One scene then in top 10 as well. Fantastic for the Sweet then, the Super Sub tonight. I'll take 7. This grid is so close. Oof. That lap from Flippy. Wow, just wow, says Duke then. Flippy, my mentor, and flipping how, says Serious Motion. Methanol is a mint flavour. Oh. Sean appreciates hand action and action. Absolutely, I do. I'm a businessman after all. Hot Laps says, hey, Quad said, forgot about the time when I was warming up my tyres, laugh out loud, says Percy, or is that lots of love? I'll go with lots of love. GG Jordy, Jeezy's time, says Stephen. Stephen says, Stephen, I'm really dehydrated today. It's because I went to, we had like a local music festival yesterday. I did drink a lot of water, to be fair, but unfortunately, I also had a lot of meat as well, which I think is, and I think that's absorbed all of my healthy stuff I tried to do. Right, where was I? I'm never going to dance again. Guilty feet. Then I got no rhythm. Then, though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. I'm glad someone does. Right, and also Light said, Sam is like Max this season. Got to really fight to retain that title, and of course, I am a massive Max Verstappen fan. I'm also a massive Sam Swift Ninja fan as well. Of course, sometimes you've got to absolutely bow down to the talent that those two drivers have got. But from a action point of view, from an excitement point of view, which I'm all about entertainment, to be fair, rather than having a boring championship fight. I'd love to see Sam Swift Ninja really be taken to his limit and really be challenged for the title. That is what I want. But of course, it's not about what I want. The drivers want an easy championship victory. All of them do, to be honest. They'd rather just lead out in front for 40 odd laps, for 20 odd laps, and just enjoy themselves. Flippy first pole position of his career in gold, not of his career in ALR, because he had umpteen pole positions in silver. Did he have 7 or something like that? But Flippy pole position, AC Motors alongside him on row 1 then. Third position is Van Von then with Boxtel in fourth. Great time from Boxtel. It's great to see Boxtel really back in this one there. A difficult race last time out in Bahrain for Boxtel, but he is back on it, which is very good in 17. He's had 2 DNFs in the last 2 races for Boxtel, so Boxtel needs to get his form back on pace, and he can in 5th position in the Alpine machine. Nick Candish there has had a strong start to the season. Every race he started in, he has scored points then. Lucas Percy in 6th position then. Same for Lucas Percy. Every race he has started in, Percy has been on the podium then. The only race he didn't start was in Bahrain. Lights in 7th position in the Mercedes car then. Mercedes have only scored 7 points so far. They need to start scoring, but they got a good grid position now. Brabbit in 8th position in the Haas car. Brabbit had a really good start to the season, but unfortunately Bahrain was his first DNF of the season. Menace in 9th position there. Of course, Menace, a strong season as well, a strong start in Australia. Japan only 2 points, no points in Bahrain. Morris in 10th position in the Haas car. Morris only 1 point from the opening 3 rounds there, but he has the pace. Sweet returning back to action in 11th position, his first start of the season. Sam Swift Ninja opening 2 races, domination, but then he got 4th position in Bahrain, but I must say his qualifying was struggling, and he struggled again then here tonight then. Pole position, 12th. Sweet Crown in 13th position. Also a bit further back then. 2 giants of the Grand Prix scene, and down in 12th and 13th. Nameless in 14th. Nosey in 15th, with Pease down in 16th. A strong start to season for Pease, but this is not good qualifying. 17th is Mumford, with 18th is Ledgers, with Equals at 19th, and Chaza on 20th on the grid then. Only 3 drivers are starting on the hard tyres. That is Pease, Chaza, and Sweet Crown. Everyone else is on the medium compound tyres. There they are then. There are the 20 gladiators here in Saudi Arabia. We have 4, we have 5. There's a pause. And we are go. And it's a short run down into turn 1, but that's a terrible start for the Aston Martin. So Nameless is all the way down the order. Flippy cuts across Immortal, takes the lead. Then there's that Debris in off one of the cars. Contact between Box and Immortal. Immortal's dropped down into 4th position. Oh, he's back up in the 3rd, but there's yellow flags there afoot. What's happened? There's something gone off in the back. Then someone's flown well off his lines. He's off the circuit. Damage to the car, complete damage to the car. The other Mercedes Clara down in 10th position. Menace on the outside of Morris. He's gone up the inside. He He's gone wide. Sweet on the inside and takes 10th position there. Oh my goodness gracious me then. And a bit of a difficult start there for several drivers out there, but it's been beautiful for Flippy, who's going for his first Grand Prix win of his career in Golden. He leads Van Von in second position. Third is a Moto with Bogstaff, followed by Nick Candice, Percy, Brabant. Sam Swift Ninja is got up to 8th position already. The world champion flying through the field like a hot knife through butter. 9th is Morris. 10th position is Sweet Crowd, also at 3 positions as well. Legends, his teammate, that Sauber's got a launch control, haven't they? They're both up 4 and 5 positions respectively. Sweet Crown, the terrible start there for Sweet Crown. That might be a bit of race for us there with Mumford in 16th. Equals, followed by Nameless, followed by Knowlesy, followed by Chazza, followed by Lights, who's got damage then. Coming up to complete lap 1 in this race set. So, DRS, and there's 3 DRS zones around here. Probably should have picked that up in qualifying, but I was nattering on about all kinds of nonsense. So we look down the field then with Brabant in 7th position. Sam Swift, what a start so far for Sam Swift then. Menace down into 11th position so far. Out to the final turn then. The DRS will now be available on this lap then and beyond in this race. On board with the former silver champion Brabant. Glancing to his left there. So Brabant was just taking a look in the wing mirror because this former silver champion is against the current measuring stick of Grand Prix racing, the former of Sam Swift Ninja, a 3-time world champion, into the fast part of the sector as well. A lovely action here tonight then so far. Lights in the pits then, so very disappointing for Lights. And Bogstow's got on that curve then. Of course, these cars are so low down because of the ground effect. Got beats on that curve and has lost out and has lost momentum there. Now here comes Sam Swift Ninja. He's having a look there, but of course Bogstow closes the door. He has every right to do so as well. Of course, Sam Swift Ninja might have had his wings clips there if he had a gander down into the hairpin of turn 10 or 13. I can't remember what this is. WTF? Oh, it's a Sam Swift Ninja there. The car very loosey there. Sam Swift Ninja having to turn right into a left-hander, which is never a good thing. DRS, and let's see how much the DRS. There's going to be a DRS train then as Menace has gone past Morris and moved himself up into 10th position there. WTF, unfortunately for Lights, and so Lights is not happy about what happened then and the opening stint of this Grand Prix, and then sadly Mercedes, who needed good points today, has unfortunately that's not been the case. Morris is dropping down the order. He is on the harder tyre. Is he on the harder tyre? No, he's not. He's on the medium tyre then, so Morris is struggling out there at the moment. As you can see, the fast laps are starting to roll in. Here comes Sam Swift Ninja. Now Box has gone from attack to defence, but he is defending the middle part of the circuit, so that means that Box is kept Sam Swift Ninja at bay for the time being there. Evening all to ALR. Good evening to you, Paul. We've also got a light smashed, and Jordy and Percy are close. There's going to be trouble ahead then. So, absolutely, and certainly there was a bit of trouble as well. Evening Farf or Smithy. I think it's Farf. I don't know what Smithy does on Sundays, to be fair. He's probably enjoying the IndyCar, I reckon. So Van Von then coming into the hairpin as well. A definite Duke. Unlucky. Lights needs a safety car. Now look at how far back it is. You can see the track map down in the right hand side of the screen. That the blue, the turquoise blue dot is Lights, who's just been dropped. Who's been sadly dropped to the back of the field because of that early pit stop here, which is unfortunate. Then there are the tyre situation at the moment, and Lights has gone on to the medium tyre again. Then so he's still got to stop again. Lights has, but he elected to go to the medium because the hard tyres. I'm not sure, but the drivers feel that the hard tyres don't seem to be confident about this. With only Sweet Crown, as there's 2 Sweets in the Grand Prix scene tonight. Oh, bit of contact there from Van Von on the rear posterior of Flippy. The hard tyres is Peas, Sweet Crown, and Chaz. Everyone else is on the medium tyres, and Lights, who came in the pits, had the option to go to these hard tyres, has elected to go back on medium tyres there. So interesting stuff here. No rain, so easy mistake to make there, because whenever Favre's to the facility, there's always rain about. As look at this, and this will go wheel to wheel between contact between the 2 championship rivals, but Sam Swift is on the outside, takes 7th position, and up into and down into 8th goes Boxer. I wonder if he should have stayed. I thought he made the same mistake again. Of course, he went wide at that corner last lap. Then, Sweet Crown also going a bit wide. Then these curbs are very aggressive on the in the opening sector. There, Menace having a sniff, but of course a bit too far back. Then Boxtel. Then I wonder if he should have given up the corner potentially to Sam Swift Ninja, because he potentially would have lost a bit more. He lost a bit of time there, but that's just me. The gap at the front was a tenth of a second. Mumford has dropped off the back of Sweet MJP now, so that means he's going to have no DRS, and which is not ideal. Therefore, Morris has dropped down 2 positions here. What's happened? Lost out 2 positions because look, Sweet and Legendary getting very close together. And now we've also got Equals losing out to Nameless, who's now been in 70th position as well. And here comes the change of the lead, and Van Von takes the lead, gets across Duke and up into first position. And can Duke go up and under that? There's a short run down into turn one, then to turn one is still an overtaken opportunity. So he's all over the gearbox out of the Red Bull. He's going to go this way now. He's up the inside, then he's going for the lead, and he retakes the lead there. And Cas Van Von had the lead for just a straight then, but he's still fighting, and he has the inside. There's contact between the two cars, but Flippy has the inside. And look, as Kaz has elected to not fight this one into the very fast 3 and 4 chicane then, of course, which you said Boxtal and Sam Swift fight through that corner earlier on in the course. It did not help Boxtal, sadly. You can see the rain lights flashing. That doesn't mean that we got rain expected, which there is no rain expected. However, you cannot count that, especially if Farf is hosting, which he might be hosting tomorrow, actually. And so I think he always hosts in Silver, actually, doesn't he? So we might have a bit of rain in Silver. Otherwise, rain is quite rare around Saudi Arabia. I don't think we've ever had any rain-affected races on board with Immortal at the moment. 13 points away from Samsung Ninja. As it stands at the moment, let me get my old fingers out. No, let's not do that, actually, because I'll probably get that completely wrong. But I think that Immortal will actually be on the facility of Sam Swift in the championship. 13 points. I must admit, in the opening 2 races this season, Australia and Japan, we was all thinking the worst there. Potentially Sam Swift Ninja absolutely waltzing away in the World Championship. However, the qualifying in this race and the Bahrain race, and I've missed the overtake because on the inside goes Immortal, and then through he goes and takes second for this there. But he got a bit, oh no, that's fine actually. I thought he got a bit squirrely out of the final turn, but no, it's all fine. Now he's got DLS, and he's also going to go for the lead then against the McLaren of Flippy that he's alongside, and he doesn't. Flippy keeps the lead then into turn 1 there. Of course, Flippy, he's raced a lot in the Silver, didn't he? Of course, he turned up in Silver and dominated with multiple wins there, but as Morris is fighting with Mumford into turn. Oh, and who's that? Morris is off the circuit. He's been forced off there, and Nameless is now into 50th position. Equals 16th. Morris is tumbling down there, struggling with the Haas car. I wonder if there's handling issues again for the Haas team, as the Haas does seem to be a decent qualifier, but the race at the moment they are struggling a bit. But Brabant is in 6th position. Mumford, and what's happened? Mumford's off the circuit. I wonder if he did the same thing that Boxhouse done, and he's going to lose out, and Chaz is now through and up into not up to 18th position. Lights there, who's on fresher tyres, but only 1 lap fresher tyres, only taken a 2-second gap out of the grid so far, because he does need a safety car. Otherwise, I think that this could be a long old race then, unfortunately. Kaz has the pace, easy to follow. Kaz should have saved on the battery and then do Flippy then. Flippy doesn't want the dirty air, says Duke then. We've also got Immortal put a spanner in that one. I love it. My gosh, then I'm not sure about the drivers, but I'm absolutely I'm dripping here in the commentary box. Absolutely shocking stuff. My goodness gracious me! I haven't got a fan on because, of course, I want to experience what the drivers experience. It's all about authenticity in this day and age. Morris dropping down into 18th position, and it's a horror show for Morris. Into the pits, and that's Lucas Percy. Only after 6 laps in the pits, and we're looking for the green overalls of the Aston Martin team. Now on and into the pits, and he's rolling the dice. He's going on to the hard tyres, and those hard tyres going to get to the end of the race. They've got to do well over half distance there. They should be able to get to the end here. There are a lot of fast corners there around this circuit, but it looks like Percy wants to get out of that DRS train and now start to put in some qualifying laps now. So let's take it. We'll keep an eye on Percy, of course, the former world champion of season 9, the last world champion before Sam Swift Ninja turned up in ALR racing. Kaz third, fourth is Nick Candish with Brabant in fifth. Sam Swift Ninja in sixth position. On board now with Sam Swift Ninja. Morris has lost out now to Mumford as Morris is just dropping down. Something's gone wrong. I think it's a 2-stop here anyway. So serious much interesting stuff. Then Percy's probably doing a 2-stop. Just shows how much I know. My word, then. So that's I do love it. I'd rather have a two stopper anyway, personally, because I do think it's selfish. That they should do a medium soft last season. So hard. They did a medium soft last season. So they should do hard. So hard should do fine this season. Says and Jinner. Hello to you, Jinner. By the way, in the comment section as well. Great to have you along for the show. Oh my gosh. Of course. Thank you, by the way, for giving up your Sundays as well. I must admit, I wasn't expecting to see so many of you in here tonight. Fantastic. Well, no, that's enough, because here comes Amolto. He's going for the lead. Over the start for this race. Right alongside, he goes through. Yes, he's through. Passes the McLaren driver. Menace is also in the pits as well. So, yes, Jinnen might think it's a one-stopper. Cirrus Merchant and Duke is leaning on towards the two-stoppers here. This is interesting. I love it. But it's now Immortal leads. Flippy in second position. Van Boden third. Fourth is Nee Candice with Brabbit and Samsung Ninja fifth and sixth. There are Sweet Crown on the hard tyres in seventh position, just sitting there enjoying life. I'm sure he is. Sam Swift Ninja is off the circuit, and Boxtown's going to go through as well. Here he comes, and Sam Swift, Boxtown's on the outside of Sam Swift Ninja. They're wheel to wheel to the hairpin on the outside. He's done it, is he? No, Sam Swift Ninja back up and undertakes the position. Fantastic stuff indeed. Wow, P's in ninth for this there. Having a difficult qualifying, but the race he's doing fantastically well. Percy is now within a second of the car. Oh no! And Brabbit is off the circuit, and it's at the very fast chicane now. Brabbit is recovering. Has he got damage in the Haas? I wish I could go off board, but I can't at the moment. Recovering now, but I don't know if he's got damage or not. Then, oh yes, he has. It's a horror show. I was saying Morris has been struggling with a hand in the car, and now Brabbit has also had an issue as well. Percy's through. He has passed, and there's a gap between Sweet Crown and Percy's now passed Boxstall, and has passed Boxstall in 727 position. There's a gap. I reckon that, well, I wonder if there's contact, or if not contact, Brabbit's spin must have held up Sweet Crown. On board now with Nee Candish in fourth position there, and he is going to be looking very happy as well, isn't he? Oh, Brabbit, he's going to be frustrated. Into the pits comes the Kick Sauber of Legends. So Legends into the pits after 8 laps then on the medium tyres. Also in the pits is Brabbit as well, but caught Sweet Crown there, really losing a bit of momentum there. I wonder if he struggled with Courier a bit too much there, sadly. Yeah, the Hards could probably do about 20 laps, and this game's eats tyres compared to last season. Love it. Hards don't do 20 laps anyway. It definitely depends. It depends if it's a C1, 2, or 3. Hards will not do 20 laps here. Then mediums, Hards is possible, but critical, says Cameron Racers. He also gives me a dab as well. I love it. Fantastic. Just shows we will see. We will see then. Is Eminem's gone as well, says that Serious Mushroom there. So I'm sure that was also a song as well. Didn't he sing When I'm Gone or something? I like that song. That song was really cool. I think that was the first song I ever heard of Eminem. I was quite late to the party, quite late to the Eminem party when I was younger, I must say. My music taste, my music taste now was pretty appalling. But back when I was younger, I was more of a Steps fan. Sweet Crowd is in a bit of problems there. He's got a 3-second penalty, but he was trying to catch up, back up to get into the DRS zone of the top 4 after dropping out ever so slightly. So Brabbit is now behind Lights, and he's done 7 laps on those medium tyres. So Lights is going to go for a 2-stop here anyway. Legends is on the hard tyres, Menace on the hard tyres as well. Whereas the highest rider is Percy. Into the pits goes May Runoff, and also Sam Swift Ninja in the pits. And you can see down that the DRS is being broken up here because of all the pit stops it is going on here at the moment. Then 3 stops is safe, says Goku. Percy says the fast on the race, but then that's been quickly eclipsed by as through goes Percy by Menace. Incredible stuff here. I cannot keep up, ladies and gentlemen. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. Brilliant stuff indeed. Hard's only just starting to be better than the medium, says Jenna. Sean was at the Diddy party. Goodness me. Yeah, I don't. I'm going to say that I wasn't. However, wasn't the no? Let's not go down that road. Actually, I'll go get in trouble. And serious pressure. You're trying to lure me into a false sense of security here. But no, I was not at the Diddy party. 2 stops, I mean. Only one. So only the one. So mushroom. You know, gosh, you guys you get me into trouble. My word, we'll be demonetized by the end of tonight, which isn't good because of course, and those €10 that Caro gave me me a minute ago, give us, not me, is of course going on to my lunch money for the rest of the week. On board with Van Von then. So then we've got Immortal leading the way with Flippy in second and Van Von in third. The top four, the top four, in terms of experience of Grand Prix wins, it is actually Immortal with 5 Grand Prix wins, but then I think Peas has 5 wins as well. We got pit action, 1, 2, 3, all in the pits now. Sweet Crown has taken the lead then, and so has Peas, who's down in 16th position. It's now second. Fantastic stuff indeed. The one stoppers will box this lap. Lap 10 says Duke then. Duke knows me too well because he even put that in brackets because he knows it takes me half an hour to read. Out of the pits comes Immortal. Where is Percy? There's Sam Swift. Sam Swift is through. Percy is already through. Percy's long gone. On the outside. Oh, cuts across. There's contact between the two rivals of Sam Swift and Immortal. Good gracious me. Flippy is down in 12th position. Morris is in the pits as well. What can the Haas car do? Is the Haas going to perform better on those hard tyres? I think that there's a handling issue with that Haas car. Brabham doesn't make mistakes and Morris is not slow. There is issues with that Haas car that needs to be addressed then. Menace up the inside. No dice, and as Knowlesy is not going to wait for the fly through. Knowlesy's got his own race, and I think there's a Morris got a 3-second penalty. Knowlesy is not going to wait the fry through, so Knowlesy is going to make that as difficult as possible, which is going to be very welcoming for the Cavendish, but Knowlesy has not got the tools for the job at this moment. As the Ferrari who ain't even in DRS, there's the DRS now, and through he goes. So Sweet Crown leads, but has a 3-second penalty. Pete in second. Percy is in third position, but remember Percy pitted quite a number of laps ago. Nameless is now in fourth position with Menace in fifth. Knowlesy in sixth position there with Chaz in seventh. Equals eighth position. They're on board now with the Cavendish on the outside of Equals, and there he comes. There he goes. He's up into eighth then. Can he get the McLaren as well as Chaz? I think that's a bit too risky. It is risky there, but he have a shot down into turn one. Sasman Ninja also passed Equals as well, and now we got Immortal through as into the pits. Then comes the Red Bull driver. Nameless is in the pits as well. Chazza has lost out for knee condition. Box House had the fast out of the race. Good gracious me, gentlemen. Let me breathe. On the outside, Soundsuit Ninja. It's mission critical now for the world champion. And he's up into 7th for the season. Makes his move. And here comes Immortal on the outside. Fantastic. Brilliant. He's through it into 8th position as well. Next target is, I think that Chazza is going to let his teammate through. Here is he, or is Chazza not thinking about that kind of game tonight then? As look at the amount of time he loses then. As Flippy all over the gearbox. Chazza needs to make sure he does it without Soundsuit Ninja as a pass 2 for the price of 1. I've missed that. Soundsuit Ninja is through and up into 5th position. Incredible. And now comes Immortal. Incredible stuff indeed then. And I think that Flippy and Van Von and Box have got past Chazza there. So the McLaren teamwork unfortunately didn't work there. But Soundsuit Ninja has now been released and he got through that traffic absolute to pristine precision here. And he's in 6th position now. So the Triple World Champion there just showing his class there. Whoa, I swapped my tongue. Nick Candish is in 6th. Immortal's in 7th position there. Here comes Immortal now. Flippy has lost a second. That's how much time he lost trying to get through the traffic now. Back on board with Immortal there. And look at this. And then Soundswift Ninja, I think he's playing a bit of gamesmanship here. Do you remember Hamilton and Verstappen in 2021 there about playing chicken with the DRS? I think we've got something similar here. Nick Candish is now, but Nick Candish is absolutely rocketing away. Soundswift Ninja's lost out. He's lost out to the Alpine of Immortal. He's now up in his 6th position. I've hurt my jaw. Incredible racing. Oh my gosh then. Well, some have gone lap 10 then. Nameless on lap 10 then. After that you start losing grip then. Bog off Sam says some serious mention. Buy one, you get one free. I said you buy one, you get one free. I love this over the shoulder shot from Sam Swift Ninja. I wish you could have more on board camera options there. Maybe that's for the next game then. But I must say I'm not going to be too harsh because I think this has been one of the best F1 games since F1 21 in my opinion. It's a really good game. Shame that I haven't played it a lot then, even though I must say that my talent is very untapped at the moment as it is after a brilliant performance in China. It was China. To be honest, it wasn't really a brilliant performance. I think a lot of drivers had off days, to be fair, and I was just very slow at the back. Sam Swift Ninja is now in 7th position as well. Then, as feels like I'm doing time trial. Says Light said, how much tire would the medium runners have when pitting on lap 9 or 10? Says Stephen. Then, of course, Stephen Anstey is trying to get some homework done, ready for Tuesday night's bronze race. Said interesting stuff then as well. Then. So everyone's on the hard tires. There's no medium runners out there at all. I'll be interested in that as well. 75%, really? My gosh, 75% now. That is, this is a tire killer. I remember that you used to be able to do 20 laps on the soft tires on F121 around here. Here comes Immortal, and up into 5th position now. Immortal does. Sounds of Ninja is starting to drop back, but I wonder if he overused his ERS deployment. Chazza in the pit. Sweet is now on the outskirts of the top 10, but he's got a 6.5-second deficit to boxed out here. The DRS train goes from Immortal all the way down to Boxstyle in 10th position there. On board now, Sunshine Ninjas. Nii Candice is starting to struggle then. I think he's struggling with the deployment rather than with his tyres. Medium tyres for Chazza. So Chazza is going to have to really tippy-toe around if he wants to get those tyres in the race. But with more tyre rubber on the ground, with also lighter fuel on the cars as well, it probably won't be 75%, it'll probably be more like 60-odd% then. That's my opinion anyway. You got points, Gins, that's fine then. False hope, Sean. Never. I absolutely believe in you, Anthony. I do think, I got me bronze spreadsheet up at the moment there, but I think you've done a very good start to the season, actually. Very impressed, especially as Anthony was not a late arrival as such, but of course he has taken time off from Grand Prix racing, but step back in the car like a groove, back on board the Triple World Champion Sam Swift here. Doesn't get much. In the opening 2 races didn't have much coverage, but I must say the last 2 races Sam Swift has just been the heart of the action, hasn't he? Good gracious me. New headset, so kind of bugging the party, says Mushroom. I must admit, I thought you just blocked us all, Mushroom, to be fair, so you could concentrate on that, getting that podium. Or was it 4th? I can't remember. Sam Swift Ninja now into 5th. Flippy is in 6th. And look at that. Well, still we've been focused on the battle between Nii Candice, Sam Swift Ninja, and Immortal. Flippy has just been reading out to the back here. Here's our pole. So to the first ever pole position for Flippy's career. First of many, I will predict. Percy is done a lap longer than Menace, who is 3 seconds back, who has done a further 3 laps longer than Immortal and the gaggle of cars behind him then. So it's Aaron's Menace who's leading this gaggle of cars now. This is going to get very interesting, isn't it? Of course, they was going for the undercut, and the undercut was very fruitful to gain track position, but now this is where it's going to hurt him. The fresh tyre cars are now going to just home up and are just going to pass with DRS and all that kind of stuff. Hard to be 80% at the end then. 4th, don't rub it in. To be honest, I generally thought you got 3rd in the race. I remember I was watching the track map once, and I didn't believe the fact that, according to Mark, that he was about 25 seconds in front. I was like, how dare you? Flippy made contact with the wall there. Has lost a lot of momentum, and Kaz Van Von is going to jump on this. As Van Von started 3rd on the grid, I was going to say this is the front row. It's not the front row. Of course, Immortal started 2nd in this Grand Prix. But luckily, I think the DRS helped Flippy there to keep himself in front at the final corner, which is very good because I'm quite happy because I must say it's calmed down a bit now. Here comes Immortal on the outside of Menace, and he's going to breeze through because Menace has not got the tyres for the job at this stage. Interesting stuff at this moment now. Of course, we've got about 9 laps to go in this race. It's not a long way. It is a long way because is this the 3rd longest track on the calendar? Or is it 4th? It's 3rd or 4th, isn't it? Called Spa. Then it's Azerbaijan. Or is it Azerbaijan? It's Spa, Azerbaijan, and then is it this one? Gosh, I might have to read up on me track links at the end of this one. I think shocking stuff indeed. But of course, this is the 3rd, I think, longest track on the calendar. But of course, there's a lot. It's a very quick track then, so these laps are going to fly by. But it's not only that then. There's DRS. You're on the throttle a lot of the lap as well. You're basically full steam ahead for majority of this lap then. As you look at that, Immortal is almost out of DRS range of Menace, but Menace is pushing on. because Menace is actually pulling away ever so slightly from Nick Candish here. But I think Nick Candish does not want to be involved in any of the dirty air from 22 and 23. And of course, dirty air on this game has been quite apparent. But now Nick Candish will put on the will put his toe down and will now start to think about passing the Ferrari driver that he has, and more importantly, potentially, he will also still be in DRS of a motor on the outside. And is he going to go through? No, he isn't, because the Ferrari cuts across that. And now is that no into the pits comes a Menace. A Menace enough. Only 8 laps, and same with Percy. Only 10 laps on those hard tires. So that is a 2-stopper. You guys are right. Fantastic stuff indeed. Percy's got to stop. I bet, yeah. Well, I would have lost me Monopoly car if I betted serious Russian there, because yes, I thought that they might have been a one-stop, So you guys absolutely know what you're talking about, which is nothing unusual, is it? There's me like, there's me, yeah, it'd probably be a one-stopper. So where's the stoppers come out? Percy's gone for hards again. Medium tires for Menace there. So why is Percy gone for the hard tires? Does he feel that the medium tires are being chewed up too much around here? Well, whatever the case may be, he's got 3 seconds there gap between himself and Sweet. He's going to now put his toe down. Does that mean that these drivers here are going to have a quick splash and dash at the end and go for a medium tire? I can't. If the mediums are dropping off after just 8 laps or so, soft tires will probably won't even do 4. Can they get to lap 21 from the set of soft tires potentially? But that is too late. Surely that's too late. You have to. I wonder if some drivers out here, it's a borderline, isn't it? And I like these strategies that are borderline, whether you can go one way or the other. So we've got Lucas Percy and Menace. They have gone for a 2-stopper, and they've even changed, and even then the strategies are slightly different. Medium tires for Menace, hard tires for Percy. Now let's see where they're going to end up then with just 8 laps to go. What about these runners? Is any of these front runners going to come to the pits? And Sam Swift there getting a bit squirrely at the exit there. I win. How dare you? You don't win. You may have won this battle, but you have not won the war, Mushroom. Into turn 1, you can see we've still got some pit boards out there. Of course, as technologically advanced as Formula 1 is, we still use pit boards, which is fantastic. Of course, to be honest, especially around the circuits like this, it's very difficult as Pease gets past Sweet Crown, then up into 7th position now. Pease, it's a great drive from Pease, by the way. Currently, when we start to think about driver of the day out there, I think the Pease surely has to be a shoe-in for it, because the first stint on the hard tires has proven absolutely fruitful. He's been fantastic. Pease has there. Oh, it's a bit too much inside curve there for Sweet Crown there. Unsettled the car ever so slightly, but he's still on his way nonetheless. But yeah, I think that Pease might be a shoo-in for driver of the day, which would be good stuff indeed. Back on board with Samsung Ninja. And then here's Flippy, about 0.8 of a second away from Sam. And then we have got Van Von and Boxtel, 5th and 6th. The top 6 are all covered within. All covered. Sugar, I haven't got me sound on. All covered within DRS of this gang of car. Boxell's got a 3-second penalty. Oh no, that is some heartbreak there from Boxell, and he's also at a DRS range as well. He might just be able to get DRS on that final straight, but no, he hasn't, has he? I don't know actually, Charles. We're a bit too late to the party now. Sweet Crown back past Pease, but Boxell, who's now coming across the line now. Yes, he hasn't got DRS this time around, has he? Now through goes Sweet Crown and so finish there. Here comes Pease. More importantly, the gap is down to 5.7 seconds. What's happened? There's an issue. Who's that? That's Percy! Percy's off the circuit then, as he made, and I'm not sure if he's made contact, and that's dangerous there for Percy. Oh, and there's contact, he's been disqualified! And that's unfair, because of, that is massively unfair, because what's Percy meant to do? Drive into oncoming traffic there. That's one thing that Percy should have been given. The game should have given Percy more time to turn the car around. Basically, the game wanted Percy to drive into the oncoming cars then, basically, because and even then he was driving the wrong way around. But yeah, what was he meant to do there? Absolutely bold that is. Percy out of the race. Morris gets the fastest up for the Grand Prix. Farf wants me to know what my position is, but currently my position is vertical. There are the positions so far. I would definitely say P's there for shooting for driving there, and Soundstripe Ninja as well, both at 9 positions there. Good job, so good job by those two. P's has driven superbly well, and Soundstripe Ninja all equally is driven well. But P's is on your turn distraction now, and is closing in. Boxtel's got issues though, major issues, because Sweet Crown and P's still fighting for position there. Boxtel has lost a lot of time there. Is his tyres finished? And oh, good, look at that! He's even correcting the car out of the exit of turn 27. Is he coming into the pitch? No, he's not. Lap 20 out of 21 here. What was Sweet doing? He's not happy. DRS game then drives into me, says Person. So it looks like there's a bit of gamesmanship with the DRS there, and unfortunately that made contact there. Made contact with Sat. We didn't see the contact between Percy and Sweet, but what we did see is the game decided to disqualify Percy for driving the wrong way, even though what was Percy meant to do? You know, because Percy's going to be disqualified for sitting still. Percy's going to be disqualified for driving the wrong way, even though he was the wrong way on the circuit, because he spun. Absolutely a boulder dash in my opinion, but there we go. However, Percy is not bothered by that fact. I think he's more bothered by the contact between himself and Sweet, and I think it was Sweet as in Sweet MJP in the Ferrari and not Sweet Crown then, but I'm just hazarding a guess on that one. There are the positions then. Of course, the driver of the day Figgy Majik is out now. So far we have got Sam Swift with 50% in the vote, and Walter with 25%, and Pease also with 25% as well. Keeping votes coming in there, but we've still got 5 laps to go. We're Mortal leads. Nick Catdish in second position, Sam Swift is up to third now. We got Flippy in fourth position with Kaz Van Bod in fifth. Box Stout is in sixth with a penalty. Sweet Crown in seventh with a penalty. Pease has not got a penalty and is flying at the moment. And here comes Pease, and there goes Pease back up into seventh position. They are catching hand over fist now the Mercedes driver, but the medium tyres have struggled past 8 laps by the looks of things over the course of this Grand Prix. Everyone's going to be tippy-toeing now. Boxtel has got no performance left though in those hard tyres by the looks of things. Sam Swift Ninja on the podium at the moment there, but it's going to struggle I think now, because he's now got Flippy and Van Von has dropped out of DRS as well. I'm reckoning that look, the drivers said with the drivers on 10 lap hard tyres are starting to really struggle at this stage, and there's look at Boxtel's back end there, very floaty. And that car is not compliant there for Boxtel at the moment, and I think the Boxtel is going to struggle to keep the hard charge and Pease beyond it. I want to drive from Pease tonight. He'll be my vote for driver today. There's also MHD also getting 12% of the votes as well. Keep your votes coming in, ladies and gents. Of course, the votes are also on the screen as well, even though I need to probably position that a bit better. But we'll leave him be for now. Oh, gosh. Incredible driving and incredible driving out there. It's been an incredible race, hasn't it? It's been a quick race as well. This is a brutal old race, this one is, I must say. Of course, with just the heat as well. Of course, not only the heat on the game, but also the heat in the UK and anywhere else. But having said that, it's been absolutely raining cats and dogs in Berlin, hasn't it? Of course, in Germany, as I think that they have to cancel free practice too for the Formula E race, which I know not a lot of people are fans of. But I quite like it because it's quite nice to see a lot of ex-F1 drivers in there. Right? A bit of a nostalgia around for me, as Pease not got past Jordi Boxtel, and because of that, that's allowed Crown to get back up into second position. Not only that, Crown is now potentially could get past Boxtel before turn 1, and that's going to be a horror show for Pease. It is. Sweet Crown up into 6th position, and Sweet Crown also qualifying 13th on the grid there. No great performance from Sweet Crown as well here tonight there. And back up into 6 it goes, but he does have penalties. So Pease needs to get past here pronto. Oh, having to change the direction of the car there, which cost him an abundance amount of time. 22 out of 25. Look, before he do anything else, Nick Cadnish was slightly out of DRS range. He's just about keeping it in there, but it's starting to get very critical now in this Grand Prix. Immortal still leads though. Second position is still Nick Cadnish. Excuse me. Third position is Sam Swift Ninja with Flippy in fourth, with Kaz Van Von in fifth position there. Sweet Crown is in sixth position. Boxtel is seventh. What about Pease? Let's go on board with Pease. In Peace in 8th position, 9th is Menace, and Sweet in 10th position. Great return from the Sweet there, great stuff indeed in that Ferrari, and currently will be finishing 9th with the penalty situation mode. Nameless 6.5 seconds, 6.25 seconds away. Brabham recovered back up to 12th, but the issue for Haas and Brabham in this earlier on this race was sadly cost Haas and Brabham major points here. Here's Pease, he's going on the outside here, he's going to have a look. He is having a look then. Samsung Ninja out of DRS. There's an issue for Samsung Ninja, the world champion. Now Flippy is starting to home in on him, going down into turn 1. Here comes Pease. Oh, Pease is now through past the Mercedes, and the hard tyres of the Mercedes is gone. And now Pease is through and up into 7th position then. Can he now hopefully could be able to keep ahead now? Flippy is trying to kick Samsung Ninja. Is now pushing as hard as he can. He's back in DRS range. That is crucial in this Grand Prix. Flippy's car sliding there at the exit of turn 9, I think it was, and unfortunately for Flippy, and because of that then he would have lost a bit of time, but luckily he stays within DRS, and more importantly he is actually, Van Bonnet has dropped out of DRS by 68 hundredths of a second, but if he can keep it if he can keep it in the window, that would be crucial as well. Yeah, gosh, this is getting very critical. It's a game of inches now, isn't it? But look, Samsung Ninja back in DRS range. And now Flippy's out of DRS range as well. This is a movable target, isn't it? Has Samsung, he has Flippy. No! Has Van Von? I can't see. So unfortunately, I can't see from this angle there. My word then, and now going through the very fast kink of a 23 and 22 and 23 then. As a lovely cam shot. Look at this, the beautiful, serene part of Saudi Arabia. It's not serene on circuit though, is it? Because this is a battle for the ages, and who is going to win this Grand Prix? So far, realistically, 5 drivers can still win this Grand Prix, but who can? And once again, Samsung Ninja has dropped out of DRS for second to last on the 2 more runs around this Saudi Arabia circuit. Who is going to win this Grand Prix? What an absolute classic of racing we've had here tonight. Superlative stuff indeed then. Accelerate out of turn 2. Morris has got a 3-second penalty. Equals in the pits are going for that fastest lap point now. No lap runners here tonight. That just shows the pace has been quick. But the drivers are doing a good job though, aren't they? The quick, and that just shows a lack of incidents. It's so difficult to get yourself back into when Knowles had enough of those hard tyres, as has Legends on the medium, both in the pits now. Sweet Crown is 7 seconds back. Boxtown might be able to get an advantage now, because I'm wondering if the medium tyre is going to start to struggle at this stage of proceedings. Back on board once again with Nick Candish, 7/10 of a second back, going for his first Grand Prix win of his career. Was Immortal, I think, is going for his 6th Grand Prix win of his career. Indeed he is there for Immortal. So as Knowles has got a 3-second penalty, a naughty boy there. I think he got a 3-second penalty for cutting the white line, did he? Well, it looks, I think. Samsung Ninja is now 3/10 of a second outside the DRS, and look at this then. Lee Candish is now starting to eat into Immortal's lead, and he is gaining 6/10 of a second. The gap is keeping on that tower on the left hand side. 5/10 of a second the gap is now. 4/10 of a second, and it's like the film Jaws had it. You can hear the theme song out of the final turn. They're both harvesting then. Samsung Ninja is now 2 seconds back. There's a top 2 now sprinting the race, and it's a 2-horse race and with 1 lap to go here in Saudi Arabia. He's going to have a look down into turn 1. He has a look, but nothing else. Flippy takes Samsung Ninja. Samsung Ninja's crawling. Van Von is now up into it. Is now right on the gearbox as well. They are all struggling on the medium tyres. Box on my struggle. He's actually dropped further back, because now Menace is up into 8th position. Down into 9th goes Box out. They're just losing time. Hand over fist there. Oh, Van Von there having to correct the car through the very fast part of the opening stage of the circuit. Samsung Ninja hasn't got anything left. Can he muster out a podium here then? Of course, he started down in 12th position. He's recovered up to 4th, and Samsung Ninja has it. But it's been a tough old day at the office. Again, 2 races in a row. Samsung Ninja has struggled in this race, but somehow still gets in top 5 positions. AC overcut, works a treat then, says Farfetch. He kissed the wall. Easily done here then. Sam swapped for the DRS then, says Farfetch. Here we go, back at the front then, and look at this. This is going to get very crucial. And then we're halfway through now, the final lap of the Grand Prix. The Equals has got that bonus point for fastest of the race then. Immortal, Nick Candish, Flippy, followed by Samsung. Swallowed, followed by who? Van Bonnet. Equals got a fast. Oh, it's scattering off the circuit. The world world champion. Back in the front, his knee Candice got it's got the leg set over Immortal. I think Immortal's going to be fine from here on in, and I think Flippy's going to be fine as well. But what about Van Von? Van Von is just too late to the party, out of the final turn, and Immortal is going to win the second race of the season. He wins the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix in fine style. What a performance for Immortal. Really well done indeed there. His sixth Grand Prix win of his career, with Nee Candice in second. Flippy is on the podium for the second time in his career. Last time he was on the podium was actually last season. Nee Candice second. Flippy in third position. Sam Swift Ninja in fourth. With fifth position goes to Van Von Pease in a great sixth position. What a drive from Pease. Seventh position is Sweet Crown. 8th position is Menace. Boxall in 9th with Sweet in 10th position on his return. Very good stuff indeed then. What an incredible race that was. Driver of the Day votes still out then. Samsung 40%, Immortal 30%, Peas 10%, MHD 10, Samsung Ninja Driver of the Day. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Great drive from Samsung Ninja. Be disappointed not to get on the podium. Flipping podium fire, says Duke then. GG guys then. Absolutely. I've got a white t-shirt and that's probably the worst thing to do. Ugh. I need to learn to probably not wear white t-shirts when I'm doing commentary. Thank you very much, Duke. That means that Immortal and Sam are equal on points in the World Championship. You're absolutely right. Two firsts there for Sam Swift Ninja, two firsts for Immortal, two fourths for Immortal, whilst two firsts for Sam Swift Ninja. They are replicating each other's Grand Prix results at the moment, aren't they? Let's take a final look at the classification then from the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Immortal race winner. Fast Lap goes to Equals. Driver of the Day goes to Sam Swift Ninja. Menace with the most overtakes. Cleanest driver goes to Immortal as well. Final classification. Here it is then. Immortal is 6th Grand Prix win of his career. Nee Candice finished second today. Could have potentially got his first Grand Prix win. Flippy in third position, first pole, getting his second podium of his career. Sam Swift Ninja, second, fourth in a row now for Sam Swift Ninja, which means that Immortal and Sam Swift are level on points at Van Von in fifth position with Pease in sixth. Great drive from Pease as well. Seventh position is Sweet Crown. Great drive again from Sweet Crown with Menace 8, Boxtel 9, Sweet in 10th position. The other Sweet in 10th position there. Nameless 11, Brabbit in 12th position. Brabbit probably should have been in the battle for the lead potentially, but mistake halfway through that race cost it. Chazza, Mumford, Knowlesy, Legends, and then we got Lights, Equals, Fast Lap Point, and Morris. Retirement, the only retirement was Percy in what was an incredible Grand Prix here in Saudi Arabia. Fantastic stuff indeed then. And of course we have got a couple of drivers in the commentary box there to have a quick interview about, well, that incredible race then here tonight then. And of course MHD, what a performance from yourself today. That was superb stuff indeed then. Are you happy about the podium, or are you gutted about not getting the victory?
Hi to all. Yeah, of course I'm happy with the podium. I think it could be a win, but in quali I couldn't get it up together. So I started at fifth or sixth, I don't remember. But in the race I know I'm much faster than a bunch of guys ahead. So I took the stint one so easy. And I was thinking about the one lap undercut. Two lap undercut was impossible, but one lap was possible, I think. I was a little bit unlucky, just stucking behind the cars after the outlap. Immortal got me. He was faster. He got the New Year tire, so I didn't just fight with him. I just tried to drop out all of the guys from the DRS with him. And at the end of the day, I was happy with P2.
So just shows how important qualifying was then. So do you feel then that potentially need to work on qualifying now before you can get that first Grand Prix win, or is this just track specific then? So if we go to Miami next week, do you feel then that it's going to be just as important to nail qualifying, or is it just track specific today in Saudi Arabia?
No, actually, with the dirty air this year, I think the qualifying is so important. Last year, I didn't have such a problem. My problem was in the race, actually. But this year, it has changed. Like, I can't get a lap together in quali, but in the race, I think I'm fast. So I'm gonna just work more on the qualifying, as you see, it's so important. And even in this thing too, when I got the track position, even the guys with newer tires couldn't got me. That's what the dirty air in this game is.
And I think the dirty air has been fantastic. Actually, it makes the races much more enjoyable. I feel you mentioned about potentially going for thinking about the two lap undercut, but it was just wasn't possible. How difficult was those tires towards the end there? Because you did see some drivers go for a two stopper, the likes of Menace and the likes of Percy. We didn't see what happened to, but sadly Percy had some issues. But Menace only finished eight in the end. Then was a two stop strategy on your mind, or was it going to always be a one stopper for you?
No, two stopper wasn't on my mind at all because I saw other league streams. I saw like everybody who did it. It was impossible to get in front again. I told you that the dirt here is so bad in this game, and in last of the stream, even with the New Year tire, you can pass the guys that easy. So two pit stop strategy was impossible for me. I wouldn't even think of this. But even with what one stop, we have to manage it. Like it's so marginal to take the tires to the end. I think I was finishing with like 75% tires, so that's why I'm saying even one lap sooner I couldn't go to the pits. If it was possible, I would do the undercut by 2 laps or even 3 laps. But this was the only margin I could do. One lap undercut. It was all.
And so far this season, you've had a very good start to the season. This is your second podium, and I dare not put the commentator's curse on you, but what a start to the season you've had. You've had a fifth position and you've had a sixth. Now you've got a second today. You've really elevated yourself so far this season. Then, do you feel that for your first Grand Prix win is just around the corner?
I hope so. Last year I was new on the wheel. Didn't have any confidence and stuff. This year I just in the first two races I focused on on finishing the race, and from this race and now on I'm trying to get a win. And of course I'm with my good friend Farah AC Immortal. We are fighting again and again. We're going to practice with together, and I hope I can take that win from him too.
Oh goodness me! Is this Hamilton and Rosberg vibes then? Are you guys going to fall out if it gets a bit too hot in the chase for the Grand Prix winner, maybe even a championship challenge?
I hope so. I'm trying my best.
Really good stuff today. Well done. Brilliant job on the second position. Fantastic stuff. Flippy, let's start with your first ever pole position of your career. That was absolutely superb stuff, of course, in gold. What a lap from yourself there. And my gosh, the opening two races was a bit difficult for you yourself in McLaren, but then you really turned the corner in Bahrain. And of course, getting a pole position here today and now getting third position, then your season has really kicked off since last week.
Yeah, talking about the first two races. The first race was just unlucky. I put like no fuel into the car by mistake, and I was just lifting coasting the whole race, which is my fault. And we learned from that. And second race was just I think it was it in Japan. Yeah, I had a really bad qualifying. I just didn't make the line. But yeah, last week Bahrain was good, and this week is where I should be challenging for every week. I think pace wise so far, I would believe myself is like capable of challenging for a podium every week. It's just if she's not making a mistake, he's especially in Saudi today. I don't know how, but I didn't get a single warning today. And yeah, was just trying to manage my tyres on the first stint, and then the second stint was just sticking with the top pack and see how it would have went basically.
Talking of tires, sadly, I mean, tires is not the most interested subject in the world, but talking of tires, it was very much a tire critical race. And I was talking about maybe going for a two stopper. Then, was you also thinking about a two stopper today, or was that just not on the agenda at all for yourself?
Nah, unless like most people went for a two stop, but I think one stop is manageable. Like on this game, on most track, it's like if you want to do one stop, it's like 80% on one tire and 60% on the other anyway. So it's normal for this game and it's manageable. If I think the main factor today that I managed to do a one stop without my major tire problem was I was in clean air for like I think it was like 10 laps ish for the first stint, and I could really manage my tires and yeah, that helped a lot with the second stint and the one lap overcut.
And overall, I would say that third position is a fantastic result. But do you feel in this race then that potentially the win was on the cards for you? Do you feel that if you got by Sam Swift Ninja a bit earlier, or if you come out, or if you got a bit through if you got through the traffic a bit quicker, do you think you could have got the win today?
Nah, I don't think it's pace-wise, race pace in general, like as a whole, I'm still not with the top pack yet. It's just today that I made no mistake for some reason. I'm still shocked, but yeah, race pace-wise, I still got loads of work to work on. I think it's just mainly just me not being like brave enough on the in a race compared to quali, and yeah, that's the main point that I have to work on if I want to actually challenge for a win in gold.
And I must say, I'm surrounded by potential Grand Prix winners tonight, then, and I'm going to be, hopefully, again, not the commentator's curse, but again, I'm going to say exactly the same. Yeah, I reckon that you potentially have also got the chance of winning your first Grand Prix this season. We go into Miami. Where do you feel when and where do you feel you're going to get this win?
Miami next week probably not, but pace-wise I'm pretty confident, but not to the extent where I think I can like challenge for a race win yet. I had a race last week in Miami, it was decent, and my first potential challenge for the win, I think maybe European stretch of the calendar, because I'm like always decent at the European traditional circuits like Silverstone or Monza, etc.
Exactly. Of course, Silverstone was where where you started to get your wins, even though Farf did steal it away from you. But we'll move on from that one. Fantastic stuff, Flippy. Great job to finish third today. And that is going to be it then for gold tonight. Immortal got a sixth Grand Prix win the season and now is level on points with Sam Swift Ninja. That is going to be juicy going into Miami next week then. Tomorrow night in the silver, of course, the Duke, who has been joining us for most of tonight, has been a fantastic addition to the comment section. Thank you very much, Duke. And also, he's very good at maths as well, which I also appreciate. The Duke then 15-point lead over Markey in the World Championships in silver, I should say, with Nigel very close. Then only 7 points adrift of Markey with 22 points adrift. Then it is very close in silver. Cannot wait for that. And then of course on Tuesday night, then we'll still be in Saudi Arabia as Russell Sky's got a very slender 3-point lead over Dynamo Dan, as it is 55 to 53 points. And Hungry Starters broke its way over the third position after a superb podium last time out in Bahrain. Then cannot wait for that. And then of course we go on to the event league. I can't remember what the event league is this week, but I will tell you tomorrow night. If that is not an intrigue to join us, then I don't know what is. See you tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of the Euro. Enjoy IndyCar. Enjoy IMSA. Enjoy whatever else you'll watch tonight. Thank you very much. Goodbye.